Well, get a load of you. It is Tiggy TV. It's not MTE. It really isn't. And people seriously are watching you most of the time. They're not even watching me. So there you are, plonked, ready for our episode. So hi everybody, hello, and welcome to another Thriver TV episode, the place to break free from narcissistic abuse with quantum tools and understandings. I nearly mucked that up. I'm not used to walking and I'm used to just being here. So anyway, today I want to talk about this upcoming Valentine's Day because, you know, it's a really big deal for a lot of people. And there are many pitfalls that can happen with this day when we have been narcissistically abused. And even though every day is a day where we can acknowledge our love for a romantic partner, Valentine's Day, as we know, is designated as that special day where people say to each other, "You are my Valentine," meaning my one and only. And I remember once upon a time, I was so heartbroken over narcissist number one that I not only hoped for his contact, but I even bought the Herald Sun and I scoured through it under every Melanie and every Mel to see if he posted a message to me. And you might relate, you might have done the same thing. It's crazy what we can do when we're hooked on narcissists. When people have separated from a romantic relationship, that's painful enough, but it's even more so when in a love relationship with a narcissist. And what can be so confusing is often we're not even sure if we're in or we're out or how safe the relationship is. And the truth is, it isn't, because it's often on shaky ground simply by the mere fact that it is a narcissistic relationship. A relationship with a narcissist is not one with a true self, it's with a false self. And sadly, it never has the components of a real relationship, which is trust, healthy communication, respect, and teamwork. And hoovering is a really big possibility this Valentine's Day. If you're still on the narcissistic supply snack menu. And of course, when we're heartbroken and we're still trapped in that deep chemical enmeshment and a peptide addiction with a narcissist, which is beyond horrific, we can be hugely susceptible to being hoovered. And of course, we want them to contact us because we want to see if we still mean something to them. And we may think if they do, that we will resist, but will we? Or will we fall back into the web again? The narcissist knows how to screw with you. They know sentimentality and longing are one of your weak points. But the cruel thing is, and I've heard this reported over the years, time and time again, that even if the narcissist does make contact with you this Valentine's Day, it is no guarantee at all that you're going to have a beautiful romantic dinner or a weekend away, just as it is as unlikely that you're going to walk on water as it is that this man or woman is going to morph into becoming a healthy partner for you. Any contact made to you about Valentine's Day, if you are dealing with someone who suffers from narcissistic personality disorder, has nothing to do with loving you. And it has everything to do with the narcissist getting an ego hit of significance. The narcissist does not want to see you appeased, glowing, loved up and happy when he or she is stuck with the continual feelings of being eaten alive by the uber critical monster that dwells within them. If you do end up having the Valentine's date with a narcissist, what is likely to happen is he or she builds you up, gets you to that place of hoping, thinking you're special and loved, and then will pull the rug out from under you. And you're back where you've been time and time again, sprawling, gasping, and broken on the ground in pieces, in so much pain that you feel like you can't survive it. I've been there, I've done that. I've worn the discarded again t-shirt at Valentine's Day. Absolutely. And many of you might have already been through that. So what you are faced with is the distinct possibility that the narcissist joining you for Valentine's Day will make the date incredibly traumatic, or he or she will drop you like a hot potato after it. Or this is another distinct possibility: the narcissist at the last minute dumping you and not keeping the arrangement. Why? Well, because it hurts you for one, which, gives them significance seeing your reaction to that. But because there could be other supply that the narcissist has chosen. Maybe their present squeeze is back on the scene, or one of the multiple exes that they attempted to hoover to see who would take the bait did, and they chose that person over you. And I know that that can sound and feel really painful, somebody else being chosen by the narcissist. But trust me, once you heal, you will know with every cell in your being, getting chosen by a false self is no compliment. And wanting to live up to a false self and prove to them that I am the one worth choosing really relates to all of the deep stuff that we have inside of us that requires our healing. And when we have excavated the original reasons from our inner being and brought in source to replace it in regard to why we were enmeshed with a narcissist, then what happens is we hit the glory of all of this rise into the ascension from the pain and our own up-leveling. And what happens then is we know that we would rather go to the dentist than have a date with any narcissist. We wouldn't want to do it. We're not a match for that anymore. Our traumas inside are gone, the reasons why we're hooked into this person in the first place. Unconsciously, of course, we never chose that stuff, logically. Okay, so what is our remedy? If we are no contact or modified contact and we're going inwards to heal the trauma that are surfacing within, which smack of feeling abandoned, discarded, unloved and unworthy of love, and or replaced by another man or woman, all of these feelings we need to face can be so intense, of course, that we feel like we are dying. But when we do face these and when we shift those traumas out with Quantum Freedom Healing and the NARP program, when you heal your subconscious programs and traumas deeply within your inner being, then the solution is those intense pulls and cravings simply just won't be there on any day, let alone Valentine's Day. And if we are doing that, we are healing what this relationship with a narcissist has delivered us to heal, those deep, unhealed, unmet parts of ourselves at this point. And that means that we're in the process of evolution and incredible soul growth beyond these insane, catastrophic, soul-destroying relationships towards real ones. We are moving out of the danger zone. However, if instead we're not doing that inner work, we're going to be stuck in analysis paralysis, the stinking thinking about what hurts without actively healing it. And we can be in for a very hard time when the narcissist hoovers, especially on sentimental days like birthdays, religious events. I'm not sure if I'll say Christmas anymore in this PC society. I've been told off for that. And, anniversaries and, of course, Valentine's Day, any significant event to you that the narcissist knows about. And the truth is, it's likely that we are doing it hard anyway, because in these special days like Valentine's Day, it brings up for us all of those longing and the feelings of, I just want someone to love and be loved by. I used to pine about this terribly. I used to think of him and the early days when I believed that he was my soulmate and, our first Valentine's Day together and all of that stuff. And I crave for those days to return. And on those days, the pain of losing the love that I thought that I had was almost unbearable. and I was so down, lonely, traumatized and broken, I had no idea how I would ever find anyone to love me again. And the truth was, I was so hooked on him, that narcissist, I didn't want anybody else to love me other than him. So I promise you, I get it. I understand exactly what you may be feeling. These versions of intense heart-ripping pain that you may be feeling this Valentine's Day. And the hope against hope that this will be the turning point, that he or she will finally come home to roost to you, and that you'll find out that you are the one, the person this person does want to love and cherish for real. Because isn't that what the symbology of Valentine's Day is all about? Now here is the thing, narcissist or no narcissist, these painful longing and intense sentimentality feelings, wow, that was a hard word, they're not healthy. And it took me a long time to realize this. Like so many of us, I'd been believing in fairy tales and of course soap operas. You know, we were brought up on that stuff. We thought that love equals pain and longing. You know, that's what true love's all about. However, now I know it often means unhealed inner bits, not real love. So as a single person in deep quantum recovery, this is how I attacked all of my meaningful dates, and especially Valentine's Day. I dedicated to providing extra love to myself because I adore what my beautiful friend and colleague Catherine Woodward Thomas says about this. This is what she says, that any time we are hurt or heartbroken by what somebody else isn't granting us is because we're not granting it to ourselves. That's profound when you really understand it. So the message of narcissistic abuse is always this: they are not granting us what we need and want to be loved, cherished and healthy. That's what we want. We're not getting that. And it's not because we are unlovable and not worth loving, but because their disease of narcissism and the total brain and behavior contortions that they suffer as a result don't allow them to be able and available to love. So this always brings us back to the same place. Whose job is it really as adults to generate our love, become whole and know we are worthy beings? It's ours. And we will never tolerate somebody not cherishing us, being available and real and respecting us when we get to that place. We will not be there. We'll say no to that. And we'll say yes to life and the possibility and the up-leveling of what we really deserve. So when I finally realized this and accepted it as the truth with my entire being, my Valentine's days look like this: becoming loved up with myself. So Valentine's morning, I would wake up and I would spend some quiet time with myself, meditating and granting myself love. Then I would buy myself roses and a new outfit or some other meaningful trinket for myself. And I would organize a beautiful feast and get together with other single girlfriends that evening at my home. That evening together, we processed releasing all the things that we no longer wanted as love in our life anymore. And we shared and wrote out intention lists of the love we would grant ourselves and become, and what the love that we deserved from others. And I'm going to explain a little bit more about these Valentine gatherings in a sec. So, Valentine's Day was no longer a day that I spent soaking my pillow in tears or having a terrible time with a narcissist. It became a time of enriched, glorious, joyous growth. And if you like this idea of what to do on Valentine's Day and decide that you are going to tolerate no hoovering and you're not going to be susceptible at all, let me give you some ideas. So here they are. So what you can do is you could create on social media a self-love Valentine's goddess gathering for singles. And those who are in a relationship are invited too, if for whatever reason they're not spending the 14th of February with their lover. They can come too, other girlfriends. Because this is about loving ourselves. And then request that each guest brings a dish that signifies self-love. So that's going to be food that's healthy, nourishing, and delicious. Then set the scene with essential oils and candles. And enjoy your lovely feast with your friends first before getting down to your ceremony time. So have a notepad and ready for every person to process their self-love ceremony with. And then what's going to happen is everybody writes out, I now release from my love life, then list the things such as judgment, criticism, fear, painful games, dishonesty, confusion, adultery. Think long and hard, connecting to all of the patterns and the painful things that you've experienced that you no longer wish to experience. The things you want to release. And everybody share with each other so that you can have a powerful group container and intention to release these things together. And then what you're going to do is you're going to burn all of these lists safely in the one container. Do it very safely, and then dispose of the ashes. Then you're going to sit down and write all the things that you want to bring into your love life, the things that you want to embody, become, manifest, and help durably grow and experience between you, life, and others. And that's exactly how it goes in that order with love. We become love, we start expressing it in life, in everything that we do and everything that we touch, of course with boundaries, that's love as well. And then we can create that with others. So these may be things like, these are the qualities you're going to write down: compassion, love, tenderness, honesty, trust, teamwork, respect, passion, values lived truthfully, a desire to grow and evolve, healing, grace. They might be some of your words. And once your lists are completed, put all of these intentions in the middle of the circle of your group, all join hands. So it's going to be left hand up, right hand down, and together send the prayer that all of these qualities are embodied and infused within the hearts, life, soul, and beings of all participants at the gathering. And so it is, and so it is done. And then what you can do is everybody can take their own list back and they can tuck it away somewhere safe, and you can look at it later when it's manifest and say, oh my God, that is the things that I asked for. Okay, so then you can finish up the ceremony and evening any way you wish, and you're hopefully not going to give two hoots as to what the narcissist does or doesn't do, or even who he or she is with. So this Thriver TV show and your lists may also give you some great grist for your NARP module work, knowing, really tapping into what you want to release from your love life and what you want to bring in to replace in order to change your love life in a formula, which is always what we're going to receive. And I highly recommend the goal setting modules in NARP for this, because it's really powerful for this work. And if you want to ask questions about anything to do with this ceremony, all you've got to do is pop it in the comments below. And for the men watching, please don't think you're left out here. I know that you want and deserve love as much as us ladies do. And maybe you've got some friends who'll be part of a gathering like this with you. And please know that us girls love it. When our guy friends or partners get all deep and evolved and spiritual, we find it really, really magnetic and attractive, truly. You know, if you want to get a really conscious girl into your life, start behaving consciously, because it's a massive turn on. It really is. And, you know, it's just lovely that men are evolving in this way. Especially a lot of them in this community. It's great. And maybe as a guy, you've got some other men who are on a spiritual path who can join you in creating a sacred alchemic healing space like the one I just described. So I hope to see some online, you know, flick me an invite on, I might, of course I can't come, it depends where we are, but you know, and I'll be out with my beloved on Valentine's night, you know, my honey, but I'd love to see what you create out there. There could be some online goddess or even manpower Valentine gatherings. So girls, don't get excited by the name manpower. We know what that means in Australia. And please, everybody, remember, more than anything, the greatest work we can ever do is every time we're triggered, rather than go into your head trying to deal with it, instead meet the erupting trauma in your body and shift it out and replace it with source, which is what Quantum Freedom Healing NARP does. And if you do that, you're going to get well sooner and more miraculously than you ever thought possible. And myself and so many others are the glowing, radiant examples of what that path creates. Okay, so I hope that this has helped, and I wish it's my wish to all of you from my heart that you have an extra self-loving upcoming Valentine's Day, everybody. You so deserve all of that beautiful self-love and filling and with love and becoming love. Because that way we are not connected to false love. We don't even miss it. We just don't. So if you want to take this journey deeper with me, all the way to your relief, freedom and true power, you can sign up to my free 16-day recovery course. It includes an invitation to a healing workshop with me, a set of ebooks and lots more. So to access these, just click the link at the top right of this video. And if you want to see more videos, make sure you like and subscribe so that you get notified as soon as each new video is released. So until next time, keep healing, keep smiling, and keep thriving, because there's nothing else to do. Lots of love from Tiggy, who's, oh gosh, poor Tiggy. Lots of love from both of us. Bye-bye.